What's up, Wayne Barron here with ArchFix.net, and we are working with Mac today. And what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be installing Windows 7 through Bootcamp. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. The first thing we want to do is we want to come over here. We want to type in boot. It's going to come up with our Bootcamp assistant. So let's go ahead and click on that. This right here is just the introduction. It's going to let you know about the Bootcamp Assistant that helps to install Windows on an Intel-based Mac by downloading the necessary support software, creating a partition on your disk for Windows, and then starting the Windows installer. Refer to the Bootcamp installation and setup guide to finish installing Windows and the support software you downloaded. So then important, always back up your data before you start. So let's go ahead and click on continue. Okay, we are not going to be creating a Windows 7 or later version of the installed disk, so we're going to uncheck this. They download the latest Windows support software for Apple. I'm actually downloading that onto my other computer, and so because it's over 500 and something megabytes, my download speed at my current home is so blasted slow that it's downloading it like a half a megabyte a minute. So it's looking at 20 hours before it's completed. So anyway, we're going to uncheck that. So the only thing that we're going to be doing here and concentrating on is install Windows 7 or later version. And this right here, this allows you to add a Windows partition and start the installation process, or remove an existing Windows partition from your Mac. If your Mac has multiple hard disks, you can also erase a second disk for use exclusively with Windows. You must use a single file or full install Windows installation disk. You cannot use an upgrade version of Windows. So keep that in mind. Do not go out and purchase an upgrade if you're going to be installing Windows onto your Mac. Okay, let's go ahead and click on continue. And I've got the Windows 7 CD sitting inside of the drive, and it's what we're going to do is right here it says each operating system requires its own partition on the disk. Drag the divider to set the size of the partition, or click the divide equally button. So we don't want it equally. Okay, so right now the drive has got 554 gigabytes free out of a 729 gigabyte drive. So what we want to do is that we want to take this 20 and put it at 100. Let's bring this all the way up to 100. So it's 100 gigabytes, which leaves 461 gigabytes free. So there's still a lot of drive space left on my son's computer for him to do whatever it is that he needs to do. So let's go ahead and click on install. Okay, and what this is going to do is this is going to go ahead and split it and partition the disk for us. Okay, it seems that it's got finished with the first part, which is the partitioning of the drive. Now it is rebooting itself, and if all goes right, we should be rebooting to the Windows 7 CD. So let's see what's going to happen here. Yep, we are loading Windows right now. So just keep in mind, the more gigs of memory that you have, the faster the installation of your operating system will be. Okay, right here we've got our language, which we are English. Our time is English United States, and our keyboard is US. Go ahead and click on next. And what to know before installing Windows: repair your computer. We're going to choose to install now. And right here, this is your Microsoft software license terms and agreements. So we're going to come down here and click on I accept the license term. We'll click on next. And then we can either choose upgrade or custom. We're not going to choose upgrade, we're going to choose custom. And then our drive that we have is right here. This is our Bootcamp. So make sure you don't choose either one of these. It will mess you up. You have to choose the partition for Bootcamp. And this is our 100 gigs. Now what it done is that it took 7 gigs of the partition, and that is window files. So don't freak out and go, okay, well, what happened? I had 100 gigs and now it's 93. Well, Windows has to take its information. Windows cannot be installed to disk 0, partition 4, show details. Windows cannot be installed to this hard disk space. Windows must be installed to a partition formatted as NTFS. So we are going to go to drive options. We're going to choose format. We're going to format our Bootcamp, and so let's click on format. Partition might contain recovery files, system files, or important software from your computer manufacturer. If you format this partition, any data stored on it will be lost. Let's go ahead and click on OK. Okay, now with our partition 4 selected, as you can see, we now can run our cursor over the next button and it highlights it. So with our partition 4 selected, let's click on next. And now we are going to start installing Windows. This process is going to take a little while, probably about maybe 20 minutes and 20 to 30 minutes, give or take. So I will see y'all whenever this is completed. The installation will reboot itself several times during the install process, so don't be alarmed if your system reboots itself and you're like, hold it, what's wrong? And you're not having to click on the options key to access Windows or Mac. And so right now the system is preparing the computer for the first time use, and that is what we have been waiting for this entire time. And so we are almost completed with the installation process. I mean, it's rebooted itself 2 times during this process, during the install, and this was the final reboot right here. And so now we are going to type in my son's name, which is Car, and then we're going to go to next, and so you type in your password, you retype your password, and then you type in a password hint. Click on next, and we are going to skip this part. Click on next. We're going to choose to ask me later, and then we're going to come down to our time zone, and we're going to drop this down, and we're going to choose Eastern time because we are on the East Coast. Then we're going to make sure that our time is correct, and it is 9:44. So let's change this to a 9, that to a 4, and then change that to PM. And today is 26, not the 27th, so today is still Sunday. So let's go ahead and make sure that's selected and click on next. And now it's going to finalize everything, and it's going to welcome us to Windows 7. And this is our desktop for Windows 7. And it looks slightly small compared to my other desktops. Actually, this looks large, as in large icons and large everything. I've got all mine set to small. So what we're going to do right quick is that we're going to right click, we're going to go to properties, and we're going to use small icons instead of the large icons. We're going to click on apply, and you can see it automatically changed that to small. Click on the start menu, and then toolbars, and this is your address, your links, tablet, PC, input panel, and desktop. And so you can come in here and customize how you want everything to look. I always auto hide the taskbar, and if you're used to Mac, I'm not sure if it's auto hid or not, but I'm going to go ahead and auto hide this one, and then to make it to where you got to roll your mouse over it in order for it to show up. And so let's go ahead and click, well, let's come over here to our start menu, click on, we don't want to store and display recently open documents or store and display recently open items. We want to uncheck both of them. Click on custom, and then we want to display as menu, the control panel as menu, default programs, yes, device and printers, documents, display as menu. My son can change all this if he wants. Don't display. Favorites menu, we're not going to worry about that. Games display as a menu, and music display as, we're going to display that as a link. We're going to choose network, and then personal folder, we're going to do not display that. Our pictures display as a link. Recent items, we're not going to click that. The recorded TV, don't display. The run command, don't display. Search other files and folders, search within public folders, so that'll be fine. Search programs in control panel, sort all program menu by name. System administrator tools, you want to display on all programs menu and the start menu. Use large icons, uncheck that to give it a smaller icon. Don't display this item, or you can display as link if you got videos. So my son will most likely have videos, so this right here will come in handy for him. Click OK, click apply, and then whenever you click here, it's got smaller, well, it'll have it here, smaller icons. Let's click OK, OK. Click here, go to screen resolution, and then we want to come up here to 440 by 900. Then we're going to click on apply. Try that again, and then we want to keep changes, and then click OK. Now everything is small. This is what I'm used to. And so you got to get used to it for the first time. It does look really small, so you may want to make your icons bigger. Let's say use small icons, click apply, and so they are about that big. So that's probably the way my son would want it, so I'm just going to leave it like so. And so that's basically it. And then I mean, everything seems to be working. Let's come over here, type in Notepad. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera. And let's right click on it. If you want to add something to your start menu, to your taskbar, whatever, you right click on it and you choose pin to taskbar, and it will pin it down here. So that's what we want to do, is we want to pin our notepad here so that we can access it. So then the keypad, everything works. So I'm not really sure what the driver disk is going to give us, but so far everything seems to be working okay. And let's say network, right click on it, go to properties, and right now change adapter settings, and we do not have no adapter. So yeah, the CD that I'm downloading right now, which I've got, I don't know, depends, it showed one. But anyway, once this is finished downloading, I will continue the video. Go ahead and bring that over here. Okay, and it, right now Windows just installed, and I think the reason why it does this for is that there's a problem with that particular USB drive, but it does it on nearby every Windows system. But only thing you gotta do is just continue without scanning, and then choose to open the file. So that's the dialog that you get. And this right here is Avast Antivirus. So what we want to do is we want to come over here and let's go to My Computer, right click, and Show on Desktop. And this right here will show My Computer on desktop. And so that is our drives that we've got. So that's the reason why I gave him such a big drive, 100 gigabyte drive. That way he can install his games on his C drive without having to worry about anything else here. And so but you can access, you can come over here, since we put administrative tools down here, you can access your computer management. And once computer management opens up, you can come over here to disk management. And then you can actually, or should be able to access or see all of the drives that are attached. And yes, okay, you got your 200, you got your primary partition, we got this, and then we've got this. Now this right here is the drive that we're feeding off from. This is RC drive, but these drives are hidden. Okay, and then we have our USB drive we just put in there, and then we have this drive right here, which is our CD-ROM drive, which is our Windows 7. And so you don't want to mess with this one, or this one. It's not giving you a drive letter. You don't want to access it as a drive letter. And but I mean, if there is files that you need to get to, you find out where them files are at, then you can go inside of your Mac and you can create a partition that can be shared between the two, between both these partitions or both these drives. But I would not go in here and mark this as an active partition for your Windows 7 to access, because I don't know really what type of formatting that Mac uses, but Windows uses the NTFS partitioning format. So let's go ahead and close out of that. And then we come over here to our Avast, and let's just go ahead and drag it onto our desktop here. And then what we can do is go ahead and install Avast. So just click on it, and it's going to ask you this on everything that you try to launch. It's going to ask you whether or not you want to run it or not. You can show details, and it'll let you know where it's at. This is C users car desktop Avast free antivirus. And so click hide, choose yes to go ahead and run it, and then go ahead and install it. So yes, install Google Chrome as my default browsers. We're going to uncheck that, and we're going to uncheck this one as well, because we do not want no program to install Chrome on its own, because in most cases what it's going to do is that it's going to install a hidden feature that is going to allow them to track your internet usage. I'm not saying that Avast does that, but a lot of programs do. So we're going to go to custom install, not express, but custom. Choose custom, and that's where we want to put it at. So let's click on next, and then we're going to come right here, and we do not want the what is that? The software updater we do not want. So we're going to come down here to custom, uncheck software updater, and we're going to leave everything else basically the same, English. Then we're going to click on next. The software updater will check for different versions of the software that is available on your computer, and it will drive you absolutely nuts. They need to define that program a little bit better, but right now it sucks. So make sure that you choose software updater, uncheck that thing. Until they fix that program, I don't want it on none of my computers. And then click on next, and then the privacy thing, and then click on next, and then basically just install the software. Okay, here we go again. This right here should end this video. I just got finished downloading the file, and it took a long time to download this file. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this thing started. And we're going to come over here and open up the folder. This is on a USB drive, and we're going to drag this over, and we're right clicking on it. If you right click, drag it, and choose extract, then it will let you choose where to extract it to. We're going to choose C, users, card, desktop, Bootcamp, and I'm not really concerned with all of that. So then let's go ahead and choose extract, and it is going to extract it from our USB drive. Okay, now this is our zip file. It has been uncompressed, and now we are ready to do something. So let's go ahead, and it says WinPE drivers, and then this right here is the other driver. So let's go ahead and choose the setup. So double clicking on it and choosing yes to run it. Okay, it says welcome to the Bootcamp installer. You will be guided through the steps necessary to install Bootcamp. To get started, click next. Let's go ahead and click on next. We want to accept the terms and license agreement. Click install. Okay, now coming down here, we'll click here, and it is showing everything that is being installed. And it's installing our display driver, which is an NVIDIA driver installer. Let's go ahead and minimize that. This right here shows that the Ethernet is working. I just plugged in a Ethernet adapter, or a Ethernet cable, I should say. And once I plugged it in, it automatically picked up on my network, and it lets you choose whether or not you want a home, a work, or a public network. And so right now I'm just going to choose cancel, because I don't want to worry about either one of these, because I've already got everything set up the way I need it set up. So go ahead and click cancel there. And Bootcamp has successfully installed on your computer. Click finish to exit the installer or quit the installer. Click finish, and it's going to ask you to reboot. So the first thing I want to do before I reboot the computer is that I want to find out if, right click on network, go to properties, and then we should have okay, we've got our local area network, which is what we're connected on right now, and then we got our wireless network. So everything is good. So we're going to go ahead and just try to connect onto the internet right quick before we reboot the system. And there we are able to connect onto the internet. And so that's basically it. So you download the Bootcamp driver, put it onto a USB drive or a CD. If you got a USB drive, it's a lot faster. And then drag, right click, drag it off, and choose to extract it, and it'll extract it right there. It's 820 megabytes uncompressed, and it's 554 megabytes compressed. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing rebooted, and then I want to do the Windows update. We'll go ahead and show you that right quick. So let's go ahead and close that. We're going to restart the computer and go ahead and let it restart itself. Okay, so now to update Windows, what you do is that you come over here to Start, and then you choose Update, and it's automatically going to show you anything with update on it. So Apple software update or Windows update. We want Windows update. And it's not going to open up a web page, it's actually going to open up a dialog. And what we want to do is that we want to turn on automatic updates. And so we come over here to change settings, and then we want to check for updates, but let us choose whether to download and install them. That's what I always choose. I never allow it to download anything and install anything unless it's something that I want to make sure that I want installed. And so allow all users to install updates. Let's click OK. And now it's going to check for our updates, but that is how you get to Windows Update. So once again, you click on Start, you type in Update, then you choose Windows Update. And then the first thing it's going to do is going to tell you to install new Windows Update software. This has got to be installed. And so once that is installed, then it's going to look through your computer with this software. And then this software is actually going to send information back to the Microsoft server and say, okay, this computer needs all this stuff. Let's go ahead and give them a list, and then they can choose what they want to install and do not want to install. So that's basically how all of this runs. And well, I'm pretty sure y'all can figure out the rest of it on your own. If you can't, just check out some of my videos, and I've got information up yonder. But it seems that we've got a driver available, so we're going to go ahead and come over here and download this driver as well. And this is for yeah, let's go ahead and minimize that. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and download this driver, 254.28 megabytes. Yeah, it's going to take friggin' forever. So anyway, y'all enjoy yourselves. Have a great week, and thank you for watching, and please subscribe. Have a good one. Bye-bye.